It's all about sharing conversations. Arrow.net, ARROE.net. We are unplugged and totally uncut with Nicco Annan.
Good morning, Arrow.
I have to laugh at things like that. You can sit comfortably. It is radio. Oh, no, you're on, Nicco. The pressure's on, buddy.
You know how it goes.
Oh, my God, what you are doing with P-Valley. What you got to tell me to be on that set, because I always try to look beyond the storyline to see what you guys are actually going through.
We are going through a whole lot. Well, we were going through the pandemic while creating a show based in the pandemic. So there are layers and levels to the reality that that you are witnessing when you're watching this season. But being on set, it's a vibe, Arrow. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a true vibe. I think, you would think that it's all high energy and like hype and all that stuff. And it can be definitely when we're in the Pynk and, we're having one of those performance nights. But oftentimes, even when we have performance nights, the background that are there that are playing the patrons of the club, they oftentimes can be in awe because they are seeing the true athleticism and just the style of the women and the dancing that's really happening. And they see the effort that truly goes into it. And it's one thing when you do it and you're watching it, listening to the music. And it's another thing when you have to be in silence because we need it for sound purposes, and just the filmmaking aspect of it all. And I think that's one of the things that when you get to see, even from last season when Mercedes was on the pole and the sound drops out and you get to hear her breathing, I think that's one of the things that it's kind of like the secret hook of the show. Yeah. It's going to subvert the expectation of what you think that this is. So you really are inside the tornado. You are inside the storm when these characters are on the pole and living and getting free or running from or expressing or whatever that thing is when you are on that pole. And I think that is something that happens with all of the characters. This season, you definitely get to see what these characters' cost is for standing in the sun.
You talk about that breathing, and I'm going to tell you something. That is still with me at the way that it wrapped up, because I remember exactly how I reacted, because I'm one of those people that when I think a film is over, I go, end it now, end it now, end it now. This is where there's the crescendo. And you guys created the perfect crescendo.
I love that. It's the musicality of it all.
Yes.
There's a musicality to, I believe, Southern culture in general. Not just the way that the characters speak. It's the language. Some use more colorful language. Like Uncle Clifford uses extremely colorful language. The range, the pitch of voice. It's not. There's no strongholds on us. And I think that lends to that crescendo and decrescendo. So even, as you said.
You're so right about the Southern language, because I've lived in the South here for 35 years. And one of the things that I've learned about Southerners and stuff like that, there's a lot of body language, but more importantly, there's a lot of you can just sit there and go, mm-hmm. And that's enough said. It's like, oh my God, I'm moving.
That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. If someone says morning, or if they say morning, there's a difference. You know what it is.
So true. So true. So now, did you grow up in the South? How did you learn how to make this so authentic? Because you're talking about the Delta. The world comes to the Delta in 2022, and you have got to make it real.
You do. I have my mom's family has roots down in Alabama. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. My father's from Ghana, and my mom had an international experience when she was young, at the Air Force base and things like that. So I come from just a world that's a mix of a lot of different things. And I think hearing sound in dialects, that was a part of my ear training, and then the music of it. I did train in musical theater and all of that with choreography and everything. And I think that, how do we do it? We have a dialect coach. And then I think our creator, Katori Hall, she's from Memphis, Tennessee. And what you do, everything is extremely collaborative on this show. So she's very much so working with us. She is an accessible creator. She's not in the castle tucked away. So you get to hear her speak. She is decorated immensely, you know, from higher education and the Pulitzer Prize and the Olivier Award and all of these things, but she is still a Southern girl.
Yep.
And I think, you know, it's a part of her mission that the Southern Black experience specifically is highlighted, you know, and I think that that's something that she's been very successful in doing, not only in P-Valley, but in her work, because I've been able to be a part of some of her other iterations of work. So that's a part of getting that dialect and the musicality right. I think it's in the language, you know, using the color of the language, the use of metaphors and the use of scripture. You know, there's always just this mix of everything that's all up in there.
Well, see that my
good gumbo.
My wife and I have talked about Katori Hall a lot in the way that because of you have to have, you know, your actors to trust you, they relinquish their control into her vision, and all of a sudden these stories come up that people can really dive into. I think she's the next Tyler Perry. I mean, are you feeling the same thing that we are on this side?
I feel that Katori Hall is her Katori Hall. I feel that she is her own brilliant storm.
Yep.
I think that she really has her finger on, or her arms wrapped around in a big tight hug around who her people are. I think that she is a woman who knows her culture.
Yep.
She said to me one time that if she has the opportunity to just highlight for a moment the brilliance of her people, the ingenuity of her people, she feels that that's a part of her life's mission. And I echo that as an actor and an artist, that being a part of this world, it feels invaluable to be able to be seen and to give life and credence to these characters who oftentimes go unrecognized.
Yep.
You know? And I think that the real people in the world that represent these marginalized characters that we are portraying, they are also celebrated this season in season 2. So I think that, you know, you get to see the real people and the fictional characters really come to a meeting point, and in turn, hopefully that affects us all in real life, you know?
And see, and vicariously people live through this show, and you know how people are, oh, I can do that. You know, that's like Uber and Lyft as well as Shipt. We all think we can do it, but when we do it, we don't do it very well. Are people reaching out to you guys going, hey, look, show us the way?
People do reach out, and I think that oftentimes people can think that it is easier than it truly is, whether that is pole dancing, whether that is rhyming, you know, or whether that is acting in general. One of the things that I always say, know your why. Why are you getting into this industry? Why are you doing this thing? And I don't ask that why as a deterrent. I ask that why so that you have some kind of course and a compass for yourself, so you know where to go and what to do. It's one of those things that's kind of like connected to even Uncle Clifford and all of her rules. I think that those rules are really meant to build character in you and to give you some kind of framework to say who you are.
Yeah. Listeners need to understand that this story is so powerful in the way that you have to have a brilliant platform, and that platform is STARZ. And I mean, to give you guys that open space to be able to say, all right, here's our art. I mean, the STARZ has been with you guys. This, like I said, this is like your second season.
Yeah, it's the second season, and I've been with the character since 2009.
Jeez.
So it's been a long road going from the stage to film, and us with the pilot and season 1 and season 2. I think it's just an amazing and blessed ride, truly.
So then I'm going to put it on you that you're not the next Tyler Perry. You're Nicco. You're setting your own style, because I mean, I love the fact that you came from the live stage, and because there's something about that stage that people don't understand, and the reason why is because that person up there in the top row felt your emotion. In television, if you just start in television, they don't feel that emotion right away.
I think that you have something there, you know, with the medium of television and film, and you have an opportunity, I feel, as the actor, to be more intimate. You know, I definitely was very well aware that as Uncle Clifford, she may be very different from most people from their initial perception. But I don't think that she is. I think through experiencing her and seeing her full life, I think that you get to identify with her people, men, women, heterosexual, bisexual, pansexual, non-binary, young and old, full-figured. I think that there are a lot of points of connection that come from that character, as well as all of the different characters that we play. It's really a world where everyone can be seen and heard and felt.
I know you've sat down to watch the show. What do you feel when you're one of us on this side?
Oh, I feel pride, first of all. I'm like, because sometimes I forget. I was like, oh, that is what we did. Oh my gosh. I feel pride, not only as the artist and being a part of it. I feel pride when I look at it and I see people that look like my family. I think that when you do not see people who look like you or move like you, you run the risk of feeling that of an erasure. You know, sometimes you can forget that you exist in this world and get caught up in the fight and the strife to just be. So when I watch the show, I feel like our brilliance is echoed. And yes, there's mess there. Yes, there absolutely is. But there's always grit to go along with the glitter.
Wow. You got to come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
All right, you gonna throw me out the window or the door?
I'm not gonna. No, I'm gonna invite you in here. We're gonna.
Uncle Clifford wait, listen.
That's a Southernism right there, man. I'm telling you. Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
Thank you. You do the same. I'll see you down at the Pynk.